Guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, going to go over an article titled Turn Up the Cheat. All women should have an affair once in their life. It made me feel sexier and look younger. And a big shout out to Mike for sending me this article. And guys, what we have here, this whole article is about a woman who was in a relationship, and basically because she wasn't happy with the way her boyfriend was treating her, basically she started having an affair with a married man. And this whole article, this whole story is her not only telling the story about how amazing she felt because of her affair, but also trying to convince women out there to do the same thing. Okay? And what have I told you before about misery loving company? All right? Because she's obviously a very unhappy woman. So she basically wants everybody else to be unhappy and screw up their relationships. It's crazy. And let me tell you something, guys. I obviously have read the article. I've looked at the pitch because they show pictures of her. More sirens. It was perfectly quiet until I started this video. Now we're hearing all the noise. Anyhow, you take a look. If you click on the link in the description, and you're going to see multiple pictures of what she looks like. And let me tell you here, she is not exactly a looker, okay? She is definitely challenged in the looks department, to put it mildly, okay? And the fact that she says here that her affair made her feel sexier and look younger, not a chance, sweetheart. But anyhow, guys, I'm going to go through this here, and just to show you, this is the attitude out there. I mean, it's crazy. And now she's writing this article, and there's going to be some women that are going to actually listen to her and go ahead and do this instead of, you know what, just break up with the guy if you're not happy with him and just find somebody else. No, she's encouraging women to go actually have affairs and screw around with their guy, right? But again, nothing surprises me. This is the world we live in. So I'm going to get into this. You're going to see more about her psychotic mindset here. So it starts off, if you think about having an affair if you think having an affair is an absolute no-go for you, think again. You're massively missing out. Nothing beats the buzz of sneaking around behind a partner's back or the rush of adrenaline from the fear of being caught in the act. Every woman should try at least once in their lives. Say that? Does she sound like a happy person to you? Misery loves company. I'm going to bring them all down to my level so nobody can be happy just like me. She says here, more than a quarter of women who cheat feel more attractive and 22% feel younger, according to a study by affairs website illicitencounters.com. And that comes as no surprise to me. My affair made my skin glow, and I felt both youthful and energized. I didn't need Botox or a gym membership when I had my bit on the side. Well, again, looking at her pictures, believe me, she definitely needs a gym membership. She also needs to be a lifetime ban from Dunkin' Donuts or Krispy Kreme or any bakery across the whole world. Let me tell you there. No gym membership? Please, lady. I was in a steady but mundane relationship with James when my head was turned 4 years ago by a married man at work. It was not as though I was looking to cheat, but after a year with James, the initial spark had fizzled out. In the early days, he lavished me with meals in fancy restaurants, bought me flowers, and made me feel like the center of the universe. So she was getting the royalty treatment. I never met a man like him who was completely obsessed with my happiness. Well, that's a big mistake, and you're going to see all that royalty treatment he gave her built up her ego, and she felt entitled to that 24/7. What have I told you guys about doing that? Don't put him on the pedestal. She says, without warning, though, cracks began to show. I cannot put my finger on exactly why or when it happened, but the fun nights out became boring nights in, and I felt invisible. When James did not have his head buried in his phone, he was on his game console. I was 38, and I could feel my youth and confidence slipping away. I gained about 2 stone in weight, finding comfort in chocolate and cake. Well, that's about the only true statement she has thus far, in my opinion, about the weight gain and the finding comfort in chocolate and cake. And donuts and bonbons and every other pastry known to man. Yet the more I tried to talk to James about how I was feeling, the more he clammed up. If I tried to spice up our sex life with sexy underwear and killer heels, he spurned my advances. Well, if you gained all that weight, of course he's going to be not exactly drawn to you, okay? Woman puts on a bunch of weight, it's going to turn a guy off, okay? Unless that guy is actually into big girls. There are some guys out there, but come on here. So when Andrew began flirting with me on a work night out, I felt flattered. He was 10 years younger than me and estranged from his wife. After a few drinks, we ended up back at his place having incredible, passionate sex, which lasted longer than James' 10 minutes. So instead of breaking up with her boyfriend, instead of saying, you know what, it's run its course, it's just not, we're not in the same place anymore, whatever women say, because they all have those lines, that it's like they get this from a book. She decides to basically punish the boyfriend, okay? This isn't just about like she was just she just couldn't leave him, No, this is about punishing him. Guarantee you that. This is passive-aggressive crap. She's mad at him for not giving her the royalty treatment that she was used to. So she's going to get even with him by actually having an affair. She wasn't married to the guy, but they're no doubt living together, and she was obviously benefiting probably from him financially. So it's just easy to go out and have a fling, and she can get her kicks with the side guy, and not to mention a married side guy, so ruining his marriage, but also punishing her boyfriend in the process. Beware, guys, there are women out there that are like this, and this one here is getting an article and is going to influence some women out there. I never experienced a rush like it, and we laid together afterwards, planning our next secret rendezvous. I felt alive for the first time in 10 years. Going back to face James afterwards was not easy, but having spontaneous, mind-blowing sex with Andrew was all I could think about, and it erased the guilt. Bullshit. There was no guilt with her. She doesn't care. I became meticulous about covering my tracks, and then the prospect of being caught only became part of the thrill. So she's one of those. Andrew and I met up whenever we could without raising suspicion. I put a lock code on my phone so James could not check my messages, and I always made sure it was on silent mode. I even concocted a story about how I had enrolled at an evening dressmaking course so I could get out of the house. Another time I conspired with a friend who called me to arrange a night out while James was in an earshot. And instead of meeting her, I went to see Andrew. So guys, can you see here all these different things she's doing to hide what's going on? She scheduled a class she was supposedly having, but she wasn't actually going to the class. She was going out with her lover. She was having her friends plan to meet up with her, but actually seeing the dude. All the other little things she was doing so he wouldn't be suspicious. Okay? Women can be extremely devious and clever at hiding their tracks. Okay, I'm not saying guys can't do it either, but this is a men's channel. I'm helping guys out, so this is why I tell you guys, you got to pay attention to the red flags. Okay. Although the deceit made me feel guilty in the beginning, I pushed it aside. sex with Andrew was fun and spontaneous, and I could not get enough, whether it was in his hotel room or in the back seat of his car. Again, why not break up with a boyfriend? Well, we know why. A, she probably benefits from some way or another. And B, I guarantee you, she's punishing him. That's what you get for not treating me like the queen all the time. One time we had sex in my living room in the middle of the day when James was at work. Now she's bringing it to the boyfriend's house. That's even worse. I drew a line at doing it in my and James' bed because of changing the sheets would have made him suspicious. Oh, okay. Never mind that doing it in their own bed that he sleeps is even the bigger insult and a slap in the face to him. But she doesn't want to have to change the sheets. She says, Andrew made me feel young and sexy once again. And unlike James, he complimented me constantly at a time when I needed it the most. Well, looking at her in those pictures, she obviously is craving for validation. Like many women as they get older, I'd become insecure about my body and needed a boost. That kind of boost? If you're insecure about your body, get off your big ass and go to the gym and get a membership and get on the treadmill and lift weights and stop eating your chocolate and your cake and exercise and eat healthy and well. And your body will then get back into better shape. You'll be able to dress better, look better, and you'll feel better about yourself. Not going out having some fling with some dude that likes big girls. She says, I bought Lacey lingerie from Ann Summons, being careful to destroy the receipts, and we had the type of wild, passionate sex you see in films. Going beyond the missionary and getting out of my sex comfort zone was invigorating. I lost all my inhibitions when we were together. So it was a thrill for her, okay? And now she's trying to convince other women to do the same thing. In time, Andrew patched things up with his wife and called time out on our affair. It lasted 3 incredible months. I missed the rush of endorphins, and by this time my relationship with James was sexless and dead. 3 months on, and after 2 years together, James ended things too. Well, good for James. Maybe James caught on to the fact that something seemed a little off. or maybe the fact that he was tired of sharing his bed with a giant hippopotamus. Who knows? He had no idea about my affair, or if he did not show his suspicions. Flip a coin, you never know. Maybe he was getting his kicks elsewhere too. So, by the way, guys, aside from all the other things I'm talking about here, notice how she said, well, maybe he's getting his kicks elsewhere too. People that generally that cheat and do all this, their assumption is everybody else is doing it, or the guy's doing it. So, you know what? I'm justified for doing that, okay? He probably wasn't doing it at all, but, you know, that was just her way of justifying it. I did not fall apart when our relationship ended because my affair with Andrew has shown me that I deserve better. Why do you deserve better? You're a homewrecker. You're cheating on your boyfriend. Instead of just ending it, you're cheating on your boyfriend. You're cheating with a dude who's married. So why do you deserve better? And trust me, by the looks of you, you're out of your damn mind. You are... You guys can look at the pictures and you guys can make up your own minds about that. But it says, although I have been on dates since, I'm 46 years old now. 46. A couple decades away from her prime, and still searching for the one, which has been tough during the pandemic and a small place like Preston. 46 years old, she's still searching for the one. Again, this woman has watched way too many movies, read too many magazines, and all that to think that at that age, she, you know, is going to get something better and better and better. But this is the level of delusion out there. And, of course, by taking one little look at her looks, of course, I'd much sooner be happy in a relationship with a man who fulfills all my needs and worships the ground I walk on. But I would not rule out cheating again. See? Right there. Once a cheater, always a cheater. The second she's not happy, instead of just ending it, she'll just go and cheat. Because this is who she is. That's her view of the world. And looking for a guy that worships the ground she walks on, she's out of her damn mind, okay? She is about 150,000 miles away from anything resembling something hot, okay? Overweight, not at all physically attractive in the face, anything like that. And she's 46, okay? You can have damn good-looking women in their 40s, but she is, that's gone that way bye-bye to her a long time ago. So women, never say no to infidelity, because if you are being taken for granted and your fellow will not listen, then it is fair game. Men cheat all the time, so why can't we? Right there. Now, later on in this article, that a woman who, she wrote into a columnist, and the columnist responded, and I didn't read, I'm not going to go through that, but basically she ultimately says, you know, no, this is the wrong way to go about it. You end the relationship and move on. You don't try screwing it up and doing all that. It's totally dysfunctional and screwed up, you know, but this is how some people think, you know. And by the way, guys, I was looking for comments on this article. I wanted to see what other people's opinion were, and to no surprise, the comment section was disabled for this, because obviously, I guarantee you, people were just tearing her a new one throughout the whole thing because of just her attitude and so forth, you know. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to go over this quickly. It's not a very long article, but just goes to show you this is the mindset that some people have, and has been trying to. It's almost like cheating has become glorified, so women can feel more free and all that, you know, to get back at those guys, because all those guys do that cheating. Believe me, the majority of guys don't cheat. Okay, now I know statistically it's supposed to be like 50-50, but here's the deal. It seems to me the more your average guy isn't going to do it as much, you know, compared to your average girl nowadays. It's just from what I've been reading and studying and talking about and things like that. But you may disagree with me, but nevertheless, this is crazy. So, but anyhow, that'd be an interesting thing to share. Again, this is the idea that's out there. So guys, those who do relationships and all that, just be careful. Pay attention to the red flags. And if red flags aren't there, keep your eyes open anyway, because you just never know. But anyway, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Oh, and by the way, guys, I just wanted to mention that if you guys ever come across a good article or story that you want me to share on the channel, just email it to me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. And this is also goes for any personal stories, something you're going through that you think would make a good story to share that people can help people out and learn from. Again, share that as well. It'll definitely be good to have on the channel. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.